it's John back again with box number 3, which is GRIZZLOR of the Super 7 He-Man Master Universe Club Grayskull figures. Again, these are more based off of the Filmation style look. My GRIZZLOR's got a weird piece of plastic that looks like it's sitting on... I don't think it comes up on camera. Here. Come on now. I got it. It barely fit. Get out of here. So GRIZZLOR was interesting because he was different in the toy line than he was from the cartoon, than he was from the mini comic, than he was from the other comics. He was like a big grizzly bear thing, and then he was the Horde Enforcer. He was always kind of an odd guy. So there he is outside of his package. He seems kind of tall. I wonder if they made him larger. Again, looks like they just decided no ab crunch at all for this wave. Looks like he's got all the other articulation points though, and he has a wand, which, like in comparison to the other waves, all of them seem to have a lot less accessories this time around as well. He kind of looks like he's made out of mud or chocolate. But there he is on the back of the box. There's that bio in case you want to read it. And we'll get him open and take a closer look. His hands are huge. Alright, here is GRIZZLOR outside of his package. I brought Fisto back in here because you can definitely tell that he is slightly taller. He's got much bigger hands. Arms are about the same. Just the hands are bigger, but back to back, it's definitely about a head taller. It looks like it's in. Maybe the legs are slightly bigger. Yep, and his torso's a little bit bigger. So he is a larger scale, which is something different that I don't think they've done before. He's a little sticky, like he's stickier than any of the rest of them that I've opened before. His nails are really sharp, so again, there's that little bit of a danger factor. And get a little bit closer look at his monstrous little mug. You see his fangs, his eyes, the sculpting detail is really clean on the face. There's not really any detail in the fur, which kind of, I don't know, and him not having hardly any detail in his fur is, I think, more of a detraction. This is Horde logo. He's just basically 2 shades of brown and a little bit of red on this guy. His hips look really tiny though for as big and bulky as he is. Looks kind of strange. He definitely has a Bigfoot vibe going on though. Big meaty hands are definitely interesting, but he's got a little bit of range movement in his head. His hair gets stuck on his shoulders, and he's got more of a bobble, so you're not really pose him in any direction with his head. These big shoulder pads, but they don't get in the way of his arm articulation, which works just like all the others. Got the swivel back at the bicep, single elbow, and wrist and hinge. Again, those things are, his paws are pretty sharp. No ab crunch again, so it looks like it's just something they just took out of this wave altogether. He's got the waist swivel. He's got the super movement of his hips. Pegs look fine. His legs go forward and backward pretty well. There's not a lot hindering that. Got the upper thigh swivel, single knee. He does have the boot cut, and his ankles are a little bit loose, but not too bad. This one's worse than the other one. And then he stands and looks pretty menacing. I guess that was kind of what he did. He does come with the laser baton, which is kind of their version of a taser, which I can see. Whoa, look at that. His claws are so sharp, I tried to put it in his hand and just shaved the paint off. So be careful when if you're going to put this thing in his hand. Maybe just stick it around the claws with this little handle here. There, yeah, that works just fine. And then he comes with his horde shield, which is pretty nice for being plain. It's nicely detailed. But can he hold on to that? His hand's not really, you're not going to get it any opened anymore. I mean, and his claws just leave marks all over it just by touching it. I guess it's not too much force to get it in there. Yeah, look at that ankle. It's really loose. It's got a little bit of sloppiness on the Horde emblem on his boots. So he's really plain. And he's big, bulky. Lacking the articulation. You can't make him like hunched over. I kind of always like doing that with the Beastman figures. Beastman figures, you can kind of hunch him over, move his head down a little bit, and I thought that always was a better pose for him. I don't have the Matty Collector one here to show off, but I do have the original GRIZZLOR, which was a big furry mop with some arms and legs on it. Such a goofy thing. So we got Montana and GRIZZLOR, so we need a leech. But, yep. Very different ideas in these guys. He kind of carries a little bit of the face over when they went to the cartoon. They probably streamlined him a little bit because it would be crazy to try to animate all the fur on him. So number 3, GRIZZLOR is probably going to stay number 3 out of them so far. I think Fisto's a little bit more entertaining to look at, and Montana is still probably the best one out of this wave so far. One more to do, and then I've got the Ultimates to look at. So here's GRIZZLOR. Definitely could be your Bigfoot if you needed him to. And he's got super weak ankles, though. It's probably mostly because of this big solid chunk here is weighing him down compared to the other ones, because it didn't really change any. I doubt they changed any of the tooling for the legs to accommodate for the extra size, so it's just making it a little bit top heavy. Watch out for his claws, because they're pretty sharp. He looks pretty plain from the back, that's for sure. His skin tone's a lot better. It's not as shiny as Fisto's is. But yeah, that's really about it for GRIZZLOR. He's not the most exciting figure. But he is what he is. So we'll move on to number 4, the last one, which is She-Ra. Usually the female figures so far, and the ones that I've received in the waves, are pretty much the weakest of the bunch. So hopefully She-Ra, who's a more important character, they'll put a little bit of extra work into. Find out in a little bit. Alright, I'll be back. Hi, I just want to say thank you one more time for checking out this video. And if you're interested in seeing any more, you can click either one of the links that will be over here. And if you'd like to subscribe to my channel, there will be a button down below where you can do that as well. And again, thank you.